Are you dreaming of living and working in the beautiful island nation of New Zealand? One of the best temporary visa options is the open work visa, which allows you to take up employment anywhere in the country without restrictions. In this comprehensive guide, I'll walk you through all the different pathways to obtain this coveted visa. The first potential route is through accredited employers or by making a significant investment. This is commonly known as the employer sponsorship or investment visa pathway. For this option, the employer or business must first get accreditation from Immigration New Zealand. The accreditation process assesses if the organization meets certain standards and truly requires overseas workers. Once accredited, they can then sponsor skilled migrants like yourself for open work visas. The investment threshold is currently around $30,000 USD to be invested in New Zealand for at least 5 years. While this employer/investment visa seems straightforward, there are some risks to be aware of. There have been cases of unscrupulous operators misrepresenting themselves as accredited sponsors or investment facilitators. They may promise easy visa and job approval, but then have no actual employment after you arrive. To avoid such scams, always verify an employer's accreditation status and the investment scheme through official Immigration New Zealand channels before proceeding or paying any fees. The second way to get an open work visa is through the partnership basis if you have a spouse, grounded partner, or legally recognized partnership with a New Zealand citizen or resident. The visa requirements and conditions can vary depending on whether your partner is a citizen, permanent resident, or temporary visa holder themselves. For example, if your partner is a permanent resident, you may get an open work visa free of most conditions. But if they are on a temporary work visa, you may only be able to work for their accredited employer. So carefully review the specific partnership visa details based on your situation. The third and most popular route is by first coming to New Zealand on a student visa to complete eligible courses of study. After graduating, you are then able to apply for what's known as a post-study open work visa. The duration of this open work visa depends on the level of your completed qualification. For non-degree courses like certificates and diplomas from non-university providers, you generally get a 1-year open work visa. For bachelor's degrees, it's a 2-year open visa, and for master's degrees or higher, you can get an open work visa valid for 3 years after graduation. During this open work period after your studies, you can work any job for any employer and at any income level without restrictions. It's a brilliant way to gain experience in New Zealand and get a foot in the door for potential permanent residency later on. When selecting your course of study, be sure to evaluate both the education provider and the qualifications open work visa entitlement. Don't just look at the course cost and duration, but how long you can stay and work flexibly afterward. Immigration rules and requirements can change, so always validate the latest open work visa criteria is being correctly advised by your education agent or provider. Unscrupulous agents have been known to misrepresent visa details to sell courses. The fourth and final way I'll mention to get an open work visa is through having highly skilled, specialized, and well-compensated employment already lined up that qualifies for special work visa categories like ANZ-SCO. However, these are quite difficult and restrictive, so I won't cover all those details here. To summarize, the main pathways are 1. The accredited employer sponsorship or investment visa. 2. The partnership basis if you have a Kiwi spouse or partner. 3. The post-study open work visa after completing eligible courses. 4. Specialized skilled employment visas, less common. The open work visa truly opens up New Zealand to you for temporary work. It's an incredible opportunity to experiencing living and working in the famously beautiful, welcoming nation. Just be sure to go through proper, legitimate immigration channels for whichever visa you pursue. I hope this guide has given you a thorough overview of how to get an open work visa in New Zealand. Let me know if you have any other questions. Safe travels!